So there is news we should cover. So we were talking a while ago. Somebody wrote in about we were disparaging the value proposition of Game Pass, and somebody wrote in and was like, actually, games you guys have been talking about lately, they're all on Game Pass, and you know if you're playing by Game Pass, that's a pretty good deal. Maybe somebody at Microsoft heard us talking about what a good financial deal that was. They heard that letter and was like, that is too good a deal. And so keeping in the trend with everything, there was a pricing update with Microsoft. I don't know if they called it that. Everyone sends me things that like, hey, we have a pricing update for you. Like, I don't know what that means.
Well, let's see what they phrased it as.
My electric company sent me a pricing update. Like, come on.
Pricing update.
Hey, just keep you posted.
Updates to Xbox Game Pass.
Updates to Xbox Game Pass. Like, updates is a good...
I need to start sending this pricing update out to some people, actually. Hold on. You might be on to something.
Candace got a pricing update.
For any attendees of the wedding, there's been a pricing update. It turns out we are going to charge a door fee in order for people to get in. Sorry.
No, Patrick, you charge a fee for people to get out. Think bigger. Think bigger, Patrick. I see a bunch of people. Shut the doors. Shut the doors.
Our goal with Game Pass has been clear. Deliver unmatched value, benefits, and a deep library of games for our players. Since launching in 2017, we've steadily grown our subscriber and creator satisfaction. And today, creator participation and player engagement in Game Pass are at an all-time high, which is why when a random poster on a message board says that we're not making hardware anymore, management has to issue a statement responding to a far-right message board tossing on rumors about our hardware investment, because that original message board split off from another message board because the original creeps couldn't handle running it anymore. But now that's serious enough that we have to have issued statements from management. But we have the opportunity for Game Pass to help more players find the creators and games they love. So that's from The Verge. Basically, Game Pass Ultimate, the best deal in gaming. We price them to $30 a month instead of $20, which is a 50% price hike. Comes after sort of a
$10 increase.
Buy the game's new.
Increasingly, you don't even get Call of Duty. Well, I guess you get Call of Duty with Game Pass Ultimate, I think, not with the tiers below. Here is sort of a general sweeping, other than, that's the headline, but Xbox Game Pass Core is now Xbox. What does everyone think it's called?
Wait, what?
What is everyone? Hold on. Xbox Game Pass Core is now being rebranded as insert the blank. Xbox Game Pass
Essential.
What? There you go. Wow.
Oh.
Did you know that or guess?
I felt it.
You felt
There's
it.
a chance I obviously read it because we all, are reading. But I think I just guessed it. Also, it's PlayStation also, I think, uses the term essential as well.
They also use the term core, but it's Sony Pictures Core, and that is for their high-fidelity streaming service.
Wait, what?
Oh my God! You guys see, this is the problem. Sony makes such good shit, and nobody ever hears about it. Nobody cares
if I accidentally tab on my PlayStation, I think sometimes I see some of that stuff, but then I'm like, well, I'm in the wrong spot.
Okay, so Sony created a streaming service whose bitrate is basically 4K Blu-ray levels of fidelity. It's Sony Pictures Core, and so it's like streaming without compromises, folks. It is like Blu-ray or 4K quality, disc quality, but on a streaming service.
What's the bandwidth on that shit?
Oh, it's thirsty. Like it's like
once you have fiber, you're
sure.
Who cares?
But I don't think. Rob didn't have fiber until just now.
Oh yeah, my download was pretty fast. Comcast struggles with the upload, but it's fast with down. But yeah, it's
Sony Pictures
it's
Core
like 40
features,
or 50
features. Rob, do you know off the top of your head what they call their stream technology?
No.
Pure Stream, trademarked.
Which
can stream HDR movies at up to 80. What is the normal streaming bitrate? Probably
way less.
Gotta be
Netflix
right?
is like,
as an example, Twitch's encoding is.
But they're streaming.
Megabits.
I feel like we got to do an equivalent
I
movie
think Netflix
service.
is like 20 megabits if you're maxing out what their offering is. AV Forums has this data. Trust
15.
me.
Oh.
15.
Netflix
God,
4K HDR is 15 megabits.
I need to unsubscribe from that shit.
Wow. All right. How much do you have to pay for this?
I don't know. I bundled it accidentally. So PlayStation tricked me one day, where they were like, your PlayStation Plus offering is like being sunset or something. Just click a button to accept what we're offering, and
What
I
do you
clicked
use
the button.
PlayStation Plus for?
That's a great question. They give
To be
me
able to
free
do the
games
cloud.
every month.
Oh, also
free games.
you
Free
need
games.
it because you need to be able to do the
And-
cloud
and Gran Turismo.
saves.
Cars.
Uh-huh.
This is
For all
actually
that
why I
gaming
like.
that Rob is doing on his PlayStation.
Oh yeah, that's part's true. But yeah, sorry, I forgot it was Rob. Never mind. This doesn't apply. Rob, how do you have PlayStation Plus?
Plays Gran Turismo. The one PlayStation game.
You know what? Go fuck yourselves.
Honestly, like the secret to it is like, who cares? Because you got to find like tax write-offs and just pay for PlayStation Plus. Like,
You know
it's-
what?
Do the
Just
IRS
because Rob
turn.
has all this like money from these kids of yours that are tithing to him, he's like, it's not my money I'm even spending, so whatever. But yeah, I have it. I know I have it for the uploads. That's basically why, because I have been traumatized by losing my save because it's like you have to pay for cloud now. And the multiplayer is a plus, but I never use it really.
The point is, I clicked X on a screen on my PlayStation. It was like, great, you're upgraded. But it was like free. It was like free. They're like, you're upgraded for free for the remainder of your subscription or whatever. I was like, cool, awesome. And then like a month later, I got charged like $180 for the year. And I was like, what was that?
Wow.
And it was like, enjoy your PlayStation, enjoy your Sony Pictures Core subscription. But I'll tell you this, surprisingly robust foreign cinema offerings.
Oh. So who needs Criterion when you've got PlayStation
No one has-
Core?
Yeah.
And no one has probably bought that on purpose.
Yeah, you're the least mad about getting scammed that I've never seen anyone
get
this
scammed.
happy about getting scammed.
I didn't get scammed. I fell into some value.
Someone needs to email Rob right now.
Oh my god.
They need $1,000 or they can't do XYZ. And here's the button.
Here's your Coinbase code, Rob. Like, I really need you to respond to.
Oh Jesus.
You're like, well, and then they charged me $180, and guess what? The streaming quality is great. So
But it is.
What's the last movie you streamed on PlayStation Core?
Anyway, so
or anything.
Silence.
Yeah.
Dead there.
Awesome.
Leave the pause in the edit because actually make it like twice as long.
Sometimes
That
you just like
is
to peruse
staying.
the library and think about the movies you want to watch.
you know, I did do that as a matter of fact. Shit, I meant to watch Hellboy
I
before
feel
it left
like
the
you're with
service.
some of these, and this is the problem with subscription services. You're getting charged for window shopping a lot of times. When I go into a store, I can walk out and it's fine. But here it's like you paid to be able to go into the store and they're like, take whatever you want, but I don't want anything. I don't need anything. Why am I in here?
Well,
But but Microsoft thinks that you're doing more than window shop. It's the idea. It's that you are going into the store and it's like you're renting a game multiple times a week. Is kind of the proposition.
yeah. I mean, look. I mean, I could go through all the different
And you
changes
should.
here. Oh yeah. Well, if you pay for Ultimate, you also now get a Fortnite battle pass as
Yeah, you get
well.
the crew, which
Which
Crew's
if you
actually,
do play
like,
Fortnite,
kind of-
in theory, maybe that is. And if you're in the, I mean, the basic. I could go through
That
Thousands
helps.
of V-Bucks for free every month.
Dude.
yeah, the crew's actually like okay.
Hey.
So I mean,
It's
I don't
not
want
a
to really be
terrible-
slaying and
it's not
stuff
a
for
terrible
Epic,
deal.
but
It's not a terrible
you
deal.
know, who among us hasn't had the crew before? Am I alone here? Am I among friends?
I have not had the crew. I only did the Fortnite once. What is the Fortnite crew?
I just bought
It's
V-Bucks.
like what is it? Is it like $10 a month or something? I forgot how much it is. It's really bad that I don't know because I have owned it like twice. But I don't remember how much it costs.
$12 a month. You
$12 a
get
month.
And a unique
Yeah.
skin, 1,000 V-Bucks, the current battle pass, including the Lego pass, the music pass, and
Yeah.
like exclusive style
Wait.
options.
Yeah.
The music pass.
So
For the
Yeah, they're little,
harmonics,
like,
they
rock
get
band, not
songs
rock
you
band.
play it in a band.
It's in
It's
there.
a Guitar Hero core, that thing. But all I ever play is the Battle Royale mode without building. Like, that's all I play in Fortnite when I play.
Yeah.
No build.
No build, yeah.
no
I
one
couldn't
could
remember
ever
what it was
master
called.
building.
It's not
No. So, and they're like, it's funny because I remember when that mode dropped and people were like, it's the thing that made their game unique. I didn't like it. I didn't like to build. I wasn't good at building. I was never going to build. And now we can all agree
Fortnite, it would
that we're
be
not
like,
building.
We'd get the squad, like, it's just us versus the other squad. And
They'd build a wall
we
and we
lose
fucked.
because they would just go like,
Yes.
like how they
Yeah.
would like spin
Yeah.
like 180 and build a
They
tower.
would build a sniper tower.
Yeah.
And it was like, what are we supposed to do now? Like, we built a little wall, but they just like built a tower to shoot over the wall. And we're like, well, we couldn't put a roof on the. How do you build a roof? How do you build a roof?
put a roof
and
on
Patrick's trying to build a roof and doesn't know what the fuck is happening. And we're like, you put a roof on the goddamn buildings. They can't shoot
That's a
through it.
basement. We dug in, just live in this hole now. And that's enough. But
it's basically I've gotten it because it's like I think you just I don't know, you get like stuff faster sort of, and then because you get the V-Bucks, it's like, okay, well then that kind of helps. I will say very intentionally, I have to imagine 1,000 V-Bucks is just enough to almost be able to buy something that you want.
Oh, so it
then-
almost sounds like a lot, but it's like
You just
tickets
take-
at a fair.
they're only adding. I
You just
discovered
take that
this
little
with
push.
I discovered with
But,
the K-pop Demon Hunter stuff this month that you just can't pay. I'm sure this has been true since 2017 when it came out. You can't pay exact.
Yep.
So
Oh
Wait,
yeah,
what?
yeah.
Wait,
Yeah, 'cause you gotta look at the V-Bucks.
Yeah, no.
Whoa.
This is
So
how they get
the-
you.
You have
the
to buy
K-pop
packages of V-Bucks.
The
in
K-pop
Fortnite,
Demon
yeah.
Hunters pack, it was like listed at a certain price, and then they put it at a sales price, which I assume the sales price is just the real price, and they're putting a different price just to make you feel like you're getting a deal.
Yeah,
It's like,
probably.
great, fine, I'll pay the $25 or whatever it is to get all the emotes and the swords and the models and yada yada. And I'm like, cool, let's buy that. And it's like, right, you don't have enough V-Bucks. Okay, I'll buy V-Bucks. Do you want 1,000 V-Bucks? I was like, well, no, I got to buy 3,200 V-Bucks. Do you want to buy 3,800 V-Bucks? Like, no, I want to buy 3,200 V-Bucks. Would you like to buy 1,000 V-Bucks? And I'm like, no, I want 30. And they're literally adding this month, October 2025, the ability to just say, I would like to purchase the 3,200 V-Bucks. that I
Oh,
need to
wow.
Oh,
purchase.
that's huge.
Wow,
that's
that's
huge.
pack.
Because
Wild.
Riot also does that with their games.
Yeah.
It's pretty standard. Like, it's a very standard mobile, like, exploitative, like, get you to pay more.
This
which
is
means
also.
then you buy some little small thing and can't afford the small thing, so then you pay. I mean, it's,
Here's what
it's
you do,
just-
Patrick. You
Yeah.
just say you got to just say fuck it, and you say, give me 13,500 V-Bucks, because I'm not gonna lie, that's what I did. I spent 80/90 bucks.
I thought
on
so.
V-Bucks.
That's
The Dragon Ball Z shit dropped, and I said, let me run you your money.
You gotta get Goku.
Go-
You gotta get.
yeah.
You gotta get.
It's on the
Vegeta.
ta-
And
It's
then
on the
I was
table.
like, well, I mean, I've played so many hours and like it's free. That's not fucking why. That's not fucking why. And you know what? I'm willing to say it. I just wanted the skins. I'm tired of people acting like, oh, they're giving their ties to the developers who are. You just want your shit. You just want your shit, and that's fair because I want my shit too, and they're selling it, and I'm buying it. So yeah, and then I swung back for the Sabrina Carpenter also, but.
that
Those
was a
skins
really
get
good
me.
one.
I like having them
I'll be honest.
because when I squat up,
They look
I like to
great.
have some
They're
options.
really well done.
Except the
If
problem is
Fruin comes
your
in-
skin is old, and then
I'm
people are like,
dropping it
"Oh,
immediately.
you're still dressing as Darth Vader," and it's like you're wearing like the same like Halloween costume year after year, and so now I feel like a pressure to get a more like recent skin so that I can like, you know what I mean?
Rob,
It-
you play with people that are really mean to you.
Yeah.
I would never bully you for
Did
your
someone
Fortnite
bully
skin.
you over your Darth Vader
There's
skin?
a bully theme going on today.
Yeah.
Well, no, okay, so I guess it's more like in my head I imagine what people are saying rather than like it's sort of like
And I think if we ask a lot of
Sure.
men the same question, this is also the result they would give.
I only have Miku in Fortnite, and that's
That's
because
a great one to
That's all
have.
you
That's
need,
because
really.
that's only because I have a friend at Krypton, and he was like, "Do you want the Miku skins and 50,000 V-Bucks?" And I was like, "I guess so."
Oof.
And he gave me the V-Bucks, and I just gave them to a friend because I was like, "What the?" I was in the store, and I didn't realize
you can buy it and then
You can gift
gift
them.
it to other people. Right?
I didn't realize
so
that
wait,
the things
why
change
is it
all the time.
why is it bad when a girl
go back to
hanging
this.
out
Yeah,
with
yeah.
me for protection, but then Dana can just take V-Bucks from a dude, and like nobody judges that. Nobody judges that.
I support women's wrongs and women's rights. That's why.
Is that a
Yeah.
big toe behind you?
Sorry, this is the.
Oh, you
foot-
missed the
I
foot-
forgot to take this
yeah.
off the chair, and then I was like, I'm just gonna leave it on.
That was from yesterday.
That's
It's like
my
what if an
foot from
office chair
yesterday.
had like a fungal infection?
That's
It's his
hair.
hair.
Okay. It looks fucked up. I hate it.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It's Bigfoot.
Whatever.
No one cares, Rob. No, I'm just kidding.
If you have hair on your toes, Rob thinks your toes look fucked up.
Well, I'm saying
Damn.
your foot looks like a big foot costume, which I hadn't really thought about before.
That's what it
but
is, yeah.
there it is. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. So anyway, so guys are giving you Miku and V-Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I wanted to add was like, that's all I have in Fortnite.
Use my Epic Creator Code. No, okay.
Just quick thing, and
I
sorry,
do have an
like
Epic Creator Code though. That's
Kyle,
my
you
handle. Just what I'm saying.
you can edit this part out. But Patrick, did our guy ever get back about the World of Tanks money?
See, I had a
Yeah.
draft open, and I was like, I wonder if I just don't send it, will Rob send his own email asking for the World of Tanks money? And the answer
No,
is
I would never
no.
do that. I would never do
You're
that.
a big wait people out. That's also what you do with your kids. You're a big waited out with your kids. I'm taking notes for if I ever have a family. I'm like, okay, just tell them swing back to me in 2 weeks. They're gonna forget. Also, kind of giving manager energy, but we're gonna ignore that part. We're gonna ignore that part.
What is a parent?
'Cause I don't want to think
if
of you
not
that way.
Just trying to be a fun, cool
That's
manager.
true. Yeah, a manager. Yeah.
No.
Rob,
Damn.
Rob is.
I've never
ex-
wanted
Rob
to be
is
a parent
exhibiting
less than hearing that.
Classic child behavior in which, like, I'm trying to determine should I spend that money, and they ask twice. That tells me it means something to them, and so it's risen above an instinctive impulse of I want because someone else has it, and that may still be there, but sometimes, Rob, that's valid. Sometimes you're expressing a real desire, and once we pass the, this is a class when we go to Disney. I want that when you get off the ride, and I'm like, if you still want that, you get to pick one thing today. You still want that at the end of the day, I will walk across the park. I will come back and get that with you. And that happens sometimes. And most of the time, we realize we want something else. But I think you do want tank bucks.
I might want tank bucks. I might want tank
Now, what if
bucks
I
for more
tell
tank.
you, for Game Pass, Game Pass War Edition, you also can have the World of Tanks crew, a pass that allows you 10,000 tank bucks a month.
I'm in. Wait, $30 a month? Sign me up. Apparently making money.
That is how it feels
By the way,
when
does
you're in a
everyone like
subscription.
my Stanley thermos? I heard these were in, so.
Oh yeah,
very
this is
welcome.
where you're like,
Yeah.
you have the Stanley that's
Very
like the
cool.
Stanley.
What,
I have
what
an
do you mean, the
Awala.
Stanley? What does that mean?
Oh, hey.
Yes,
Awala gang.
They released.
Hey,
they just
let's
released
go.
these.
Yeah.
They're so much easier. The handle's like actual hand sized.
Wait,
That's
is that an
nice.
actual? That's a Stanley?
This is an Awala.
No, it's an Awala.
Oh,
It's
okay,
their
I was
new
gonna say,
SKU.
Stanley
Awala.
I guess we
chasing
don't
the
like
Awala.
Stanleys anymore. That's what
Sorry,
you have
sorry,
said.
sorry.
Oh, you got a Stanley.
We don't. That was a year. That was 2 years
TikTok
ago.
poisoned the Stanley well. That's for sure.
the fuck
Does
do
it
I
have?
own this
I gotta look up that new one. Does it have the same spout?
It does. It does. And it has.
Okay.
Look at
Why
the
did you
lock.
purchase something?
Is a switch now, so you don't have
Okay.
to like shove the handle down. It's just a switch to lock and unlock it.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
I'm gonna have to cop
sorry.
that because I want a second one. But well, the thing with the Stanley is I never liked that. You can't really take it anywhere. Like you have to have like a really like chill, taking it anywhere vibe because it's open all the time.
Not
And
mine.
the handle's on the
Mine's screwed
side.
shut.
The handle's on the side.
Like,
Yeah,
Rob,
but you have like the
wants to carry
non-girly
that?
pop Stanley.
Does
You have
that go
like a
into
real
town with
Stanley. I don't want that.
Like you're walking through the store, like one hand fully committed to the Stanley while you shop.
Why does it look like a Stein?
I feel like it fits
It's
Rob
Stanley.
very well. It really
If
fits
you
Rob.
told me that
Thank
was
you,
a Star
Danica.
Wars droid, I'd believe you.
It fits Rob well. Nick
Wow, derogatory.
derogatory. Yeah, was kind of good.
It's
And I'm like, who's
Matt
picking on you, Rob? It's actually me. If I look in the mirror, who would say who said that? That's awful.
It's cool and it's matte black, and it keeps beverages very toasty.
It is kind of giving like I'm not like other girls though to have like the non-girly pop Stanley a little
Yeah, yeah. I do like the thermos. It's cool. I just hate that the handle's on the side. It feels, yeah, it just not
So
as easy.
anyway,
Yeah, sorry.
you got Game Pass Core, but then you got the Ultimate that's giving you the Stanley bucks. You're
Game Pass
you're
Essential.
the new- Honestly, I think Stanley overproduced so many like special editions of Stanley thermoses. I'll bet you Microsoft could just start like shipping them to you. I'll bet Stanley would be like, "Could you just take these off our hands? We got too much inventory." We really thought the Stanley drops were going to keep going, but they didn't.
No.
Soon there will be as many Xboxes in landfills as there are Stanleys.
Well, at the pace that places like Costco are just dropping, like selling Xbox. I think it was like a Sam's Club photo going around of a flash sale to try and like start moving.
Is that
some
official
of the
yet?
product.
I know. There's been some conflicting reports on whether or not they're going to continue carrying. Yeah.
Whether or not, like, look, those things could be photoshopped for all I know. I guess we're going to increasingly not use that term going forward, unfortunately.
You say that's AI?
Yeah. I also taught that to my kid. Like, she guesstimates that, like, she's like, that's AI. She uses the term AI slop. She's like, that's AI slop. I don't want to watch that. I'm like, good for you, kiddo. Like, thank you. Like,
but then it's she's talking about Peppa Pig, and it's like, well, yeah, you know what? I don't like. Sometimes things just have bad animation, but
I never liked the animation work on Peppa Pig.
Yeah. But you know, like when you see these photos going around of, and I think this plays into the response to Ultimate and like the price increase, which is on its face is sort of like patently ridiculous, but is in line with a series of patently ridiculous price increases that are happening across video games as they enter like luxury upper middle class status, if you want to keep pace with
and all
like,
subscription services to be fair.
And all the subscription services. Just like, but the vibes around Xbox are just like noxious right now. Like people are willing to believe that's how like a random internet quote insider who just makes some shit up is able to get a like formal statement from Microsoft corporate. I'm like, no, we're continuing to invest in Xbox hardware. Have you seen our announcement with AMD? Like, why are you even acknowledging something like that exists? Because the response to stuff like this, the response to just the company in general is just in such a bad place, despite their games selling really well on places like PlayStation. But the brand Xbox and everything associated with, I think now the knee-jerk reaction is to just presumptively assume what they're doing is a bad decision, because often it like is, or involves like laying off all sorts of people as a result of the spending spree they've gone on in the last 10 years. But it's like you can get into the details on all this Ultimate stuff and be like, is this worth it? And I think like the bigger picture is like, is Xbox worth it? And I think a lot of people are increasingly saying broadly no. And then, well, but I do like this game or I do want that game, which I guess they win either way. But that still leads to, I think Microsoft as a company, like we've talked about in the past, Rob, I still think like the end game of a lot of this is Microsoft deciding to get out of video games in some way or another. And stuff like this just suggests to me, how much squeeze can they get out of this before that becomes the decision? Maybe if the AI bubble pops in a way that you're thankful you have this in your back pocket, but if it doesn't in the next couple of years, it just feels like how much more can they squeeze out of Game Pass? I mean, it's fucking ridiculous.
So we talked about this before, but I think Matt Piscatella put it quite well. The point about consumer spending being driven overwhelmingly by like the top 10%, that like top 10% of earners are over 50% of of consumer spending in the economy. And what a lot of the price increases that we see are reflecting is that they're just leaning into this top 10% that are price insensitive. That everybody else like is making, they're minding their money, right? Like something goes up in price, you have a conversation with yourself about, is that still worth it to me? And the Microsoft strategy seems to be like, we're just going to lean into the people who don't even notice the $20 charge becoming a $30 charge. They just don't notice. They're not sweating where $20, $30, $40 a month is going. That is not on their radar. So you can just kind of charge these people whatever. Just keep below their detection threshold that triggers the conversation about like, am I still getting value from this? Because what they like is, you know, the same way that you go out to a bookstore and you come back with too many books you're not going to read, right? You like the idea of having the options. You like opening up you like turning on your console, and here's a bunch of games you can play right now. Are you going to play them? No. But they're there if you should want them. And that's why people keep a lot of like streaming services. Everybody else, most people are having conversations about, is this worth it to me? But yeah, it seems like the Microsoft strategy is really less about a value proposition and more just about like making Game Pass, much like these types of games themselves, like console games, making them for that like top 10% that just don't really notice when something goes up a little bit in price.
I feel like before Game Pass goes away, with this extra money that they're getting from this price hike, that they will probably start trying to make like Game Pass originals or something. Like, I just feel like the Game Pass, of course, like Microsoft's brand image is in the toilet, but the Game Pass brand image has also just been in the toilet for a long time, because like what are they giving to anybody except for a good deal? I just feel like, the next logical step is to start releasing originals in an attempt to make more money.
It's like service exclusives is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Or this early access, right? You could imagine, like, hey, do you want to play Double Fine's new game, Keeper? I don't remember.
Yeah.
If there's a in front of it.
Right.
I think if they try a strategy like that, Double Fine is destined to be on the tip of that spear.
Well, they kind of already.
And it would be the kind of
have
studio,
early
right?
access.
Yeah.
As like a. Isn't that? And I don't know if I'm like not describing this correctly, but don't they kind of already have? Well, I guess they normally have it flipped, where it's like if a game hits Game Pass, you can buy it, and if you buy the early access, like kind of ultimate version of that game, then you get that game early. I know that's been a complaint from like a lot of Game Pass users, where it's like, oh, so I don't get the game day one. I get it day one for like the people who didn't spend the money. But I did spend money, but not the money that you wanted me to spend in the way that I was supposed to spend.
This
so it's
is
that
like
kind of
when I discovered
hierarchy
GeForce
thing.
Now has a tier that apparently I'm not in. Did we ever? Sorry, we
Damn.
love our sponsors at GeForce Now, NVIDIA. Like, mad respect.
It was called Premiere. What is?
I just don't understand what that was and why I didn't have it. I have
Yeah.
Ultimate. But
It's like
now
when you
there's-
weren't in that Silk Song group chat, and it's like, I don't know why I'm not in there.
And you have that Sony subscription, so why wouldn't you have? Yeah, like what's going on? Why wouldn't you have every
Am I the
available
price insensitive
subscription?
fool? I'm the person that's just like, hey, we're gonna raise rates on Rob.
I mean, I think they have a certain consumer in mind, and I think when they close their eyes and picture that person, it might be someone who spends a lot of time looking at what pepper grinder they're gonna buy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And that might be,
Or has a homeowner podcast.
yeah,
Like target audience.
yeah.
Hang on, you weren't even.
You have a
here
lot in
for the pepper
common
grinder
with this
stream.
person.
You weren't even.
It doesn't matter, because I've heard you speak
And also,
about these things.
Danica, the pepper grinder was like the lower purchase. He was looking at something way more expensive. I forgot what it was. So it's like, yeah, you know.
I got vetoed
Yeah.
on the more expensive one.
What was the more expensive thing again? What even was it? Was it just another pepper grinder?
You were reductive about it. Yeah, it was just another pepper grinder. The same way a Ferrari is a car, same as a Mazda hatchback.
You're buying them Smeg toasters, aren't you?
I
Ooh, you got that? Do you got the Smeg in your house?
I love Janet just clocking Rob the whole time.
Let me walk into that kitchen and I see that Smeg toaster. And I
I
got Smeg
color
toast.
is
I'm like,
it? What
is it toasting
color?
better? Like, why is it so expensive? And they're like, no, it's just kind of. I mean, it's
Is it
maybe
saving
more
energy?
even.
Reducing energy costs? I don't know.
hey, look, my life.
It is a cute looking toaster. I'm not gonna lie to you. So
Actually, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, what is this toaster?
Smeg,
The Smeg
the brand
toast.
Smeg.
Meg?
Yeah,
That's
yeah, it's called Smeg.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what I
not
was like,
joking.
are you guys
I'm not
fucking with me
joking.
now? Are you fucking with me?
It's real.
I've been
I know.
waiting every
Google
time
Smeg
someone
toaster.
says it because
No,
of that.
you were-
I
no,
hate the
stop.
name. The name is
I
horrible.
know. This was this came out on Pew Pew Bang, which is a podcast I do over at MinMax. It's like a girly pop podcast. You get sleepover vibes is like the idea of the show.
Janet,
And we
you
brought
want to promote something on Remap Radio? You can book that through you can book that through
No,
Gumball.
this is where
Oh, you
this
can
is where I
pay
make it all
Rob. You
back.
can actually pay Rob directly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can
But he's
send
not
him-
asking you to pay him.
Send him
You just have to
V-Bucks. Only
just send it to him.
Yeah.
This is where I make it all back. But this is where the Smeg thing came up, so that's how I know about.
It
these
actually
toasters.
Looks
is
like a toaster.
SMEG. Yeah, it's just yep.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
What do we do? Who can?
And then we made everyone comment on the YouTube video.
Why is this? Why do people love this toaster? It just looks like a toaster.
Because it's cute.
It's just cute.
It's cute.
It's just cute.
It does look cute.
It's cute.
Yeah.
It is cute.
It's part of why people were so wild about Keurigs for a long time. Which
They also have the kettles and stuff too. Like they have a whole line and
Well, these Keurigs like I have a Keurig, but I have it mostly for convenience. It is nice that it's cute, but it's just like just put those pods in. I don't want to think.
So the point is, I was very reasonable. I went with the Peugeot pepper grinder.
Yeah.
That is the car company. Yeah, no, I talked myself
Pooja?
down. Well, okay, I had it vetoed.
Yeah.
Basically.
I'm not gonna lie though, like I wish I could be this person. I put this on my Pinterest board. I'm like, maybe if I'm feeling wavy one day, and I want to get a bougie pepper grinder, yeah, that's where I'd go. I mean, you're my go-to. Like when I think of
You went
if
with
I
the
want
Boreal.
something bougie,
You
I
went
would
with the
ask
Boreal?
you about it.
Yes, I went with the Boreal.
What the fuck are you putting
Yeah.
pepper on to buy a pepper grinder like this?
Are you looking at the Peugeot?
Yeah.
That's just a normal pepper grinder.
Which Peugeot?
Like the steaks.
I like my Kirkland.
You know No, like fat. You know what I'm grinding my pepper with? Whatever came when I bought it initially with the little like fucking like
Well-
pepper. What are they called when they're like not grounded? The little
Mine
Peppercorns.
goes with the natural
Little
wood
things in
tones
there.
of my kitchen.
yeah.
And
I use a goddamn mortar and pestle. Like the olden way.
Okay, so
Okay,
I
I mean,
no, 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 no.
what?
Everybody hated
Wop,
it.
wop, 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 wop,
I lost the room. I'm
boo,
sorry.
boo.
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
What?
Here's the thing: if Rob is like the mega consumer, then you're out of touch in the opposite direction. Where you're like Shia the other day on the podcast said, or I don't know if it was on content or off content, but was like, just sew it. Do you guys not have a sewing machine? No, Shia, I don't have a fucking sewing
I have a
machine.
I sew
They're
shit.
huge.
No, they're awesome. They're awesome.
But they're so big. But like I don't. Yeah, they're fine. But
That's
I don't
different
expect
from a
everyone to
mortar
have
and
one.
pestle. That's different from grinding your
It's
fucking
a-
pepper
it's a
corn.
couple of
Danica,
steps up.
Danica, yeah, you're
Hey,
heading
quick
down
thing.
that path. I see your future, and you're grinding that pepper by hand, girl.
Pioneer woman.
Oh.
Trad Danica. Tradanica.
Stop it.
You follow Chia down that candlelit alleyway, and you're gonna go
Wow.
end up there
Making
with
your
her.
own
grinding.
candles.
No.
Oh, you just buy your own essential oils and your.
Okay, look, my
I
fiance
do.
got a candle
I
making
make
for
my
a
own hair
while,
oil.
so I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
That's nice.
you
Look,
do
I want to
not.
be all of y'all, to be clear, but I'm just saying y'all are in the fringes. That's all.
Okay.
I'm looking outside the club. I want to get in
But
for
everyone
sure,
wants
but I
their
don't
own
have the
fringe,
effort.
Chia-
right? Like that's the ideal. You
What
want
was
to
the-
you find your own fringe.
What were the good
Yeah.
pepper grinders
The
that
what?
I almost bought? What was the good pepper grinder I almost bought? They make the coffee grinders. Which one was it?
The good pepper grinder, or do you mean the expensive one?
What's
I
the
think
difference
it's
for
both.
Rob?
Which one
So
was
which one's the good Game Pass tier?
Hold on.
Or
I
is it
think
just the
it was.
expensive one?
I think it was something like Weber or something.
Yeah,
Tom's
that's what it was.
Hardware. What's the cost effective and what's the best one?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So like, I wanted to get the Weber pepper grinder, but MK was like, "Are you?"
Right. The world's best pepper mill.
Yeah, she was like, "No, like we can't be
If
buying.
they say it, it has to be true.
We can't be buying a $300
Hey
pepper
folks,
grinder."
here I'm gonna
World's
drop a
best
little.
pepper melt.
So
I'm
you
gonna
can't.
drop a
And
little link
this is
here.
why I clocked
Here
you for the
you go.
$3 toaster because
Just
it's like
make sure to click that and see the number. Just
Yeah, but look at it.
toasting more than you're grinding pepper.
No, that's for the set.
Okay, so
So
divide
that
by
drops
2.
it to pretty reasonable. That makes it pretty reasonable, I think. I didn't buy them.
Looks like a fucking mini telescope.
Well, that's because of all the.
needs all
That's because
that?
of all,
Looks like
that's
a
'cause of
fucking
all the quality
spyglass.
machining.
Yeah.
That's the
Honestly, like I don't like how manly it looks.
that was
it's
MK's
very, like,
big
tech
objection.
bro.
She was
Yeah.
like everything Weber makes. She was like it is. She's like there's a type of and because MK lives adjacent to this world or in this world at times. There are douchebag engineers who just overspec everything just because you can. They love aesthetic like this, and she was like, I hate those guys, and I hate this shit, and I don't want it in my home.
I will say sometimes this stuff works really good though.
That's the thing. I was like, you don't even make the food.
So, some of them engineers do be cooking, so I don't know. The not make the food thing is like I think the only trump card you could ever pull on that because that happened the other day where it was like Isaiah makes pretty much all our food. So I was like he loves kitchen gadgets and it's like well if he makes all the food like just
Yeah.
let him get whatever he wants.
Send
I'm
him,
like
send him this pepper grinder. Let's see,
that's kind of legit.
let's see if he's
He
interested.
ain't
Put it
no
on your wedding
way.
registry. You're
That
getting married.
is
Janet, if
that,
I showed
that
up,
Zola doesn't even go
I'm gonna
up that
show
high.
up to the wedding with these salt and pepper grinders and like just put them on one of the tables.
I'm gonna if you sign it, I'll flip it on eBay and be like, get this signed, Patrick. A bougie pepper grinder.
I'll bet you could
Honestly, there's a
have
lot of
Weber
games people
custom
there.
engrave the chassis.
I'm like, Greg, quick, get your name on here. Let me make
Auction
this
it.
worth something.
Wedding auction, auction it off.
Yeah.
You know, this is how we get the honeymoon.
Yeah, silent auction.
I should, you know what?
But anyway,
We should email Weber and see if they want to do a little remap collab.
the point is, Rob, are you getting this? What is it? So is it Game Pass Ultimate now the top tier still? Is it still called Ultimate?
Oh, Rob, I
Yes,
answered
back to
I
what we
answered
were
your
talking
question.
To bring us back.
Hold on.
Sometimes I try to bring us back.
Why is a premium GeForce Now membership, which Rob Zachney does not have, required to play some games? Very specific NVIDIA support ticket. Basically, when we pulled up that one game that had a free prologue,
Yeah.
there are if games that are free, if their hardware specs are higher than what the free rigs that the computers you're going to get assigned to stream them from, you have to pay for a higher tier of GeForce Now because they're saying the specs aren't high enough. So I think that's some sort of that doesn't make any sense given maybe that's a quirk of the press account, the prestige account that you have, my lord.
I'll say
over
this
on
though,
GeForce
I've been
Now.
leaning on that GeForce Now thing because I keep knocking my power out in my office. Haven't quite nailed that down yet.
Are you like MS DOSing, hitting F8 in order to pick the memory management option of like what different parts of your computer you're turning on? Is there an order?
There's an order I do have to follow, yes, to turning things on, or I blow a fuse.
But you want to spend $600 on a pepper grinder? Get that wall fixed. Get that electrical fixed. I know you miss me so much. I know. I just know.
Yeah.
Not so funny
Rob
when the
loves a
roof is
battle.
on the other foot.
He hates a war, okay?
Oh my god, this is why I didn't talk to you for 2 years. So I do wonder if we're being hypocrites though, because we
Is
spent
we
all
the
that
right
time being like
We?
Microsoft, no,
It's
just
the
us
same.
broadly.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, like man. Okay,
Royally.
got you.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Like,
Us as man.
Microsoft needs to stop helping the Israeli military run a database of every single Palestinian cell phone and call log there is, and there was a lot of pressure put on them to break that partnership, which they did. I don't know. Now they did, and then AWS.
There's they did, and then there's they did. You know what I mean?
They
Yeah.
transferred all the stuff to AWS hardware, and also they're no longer working with Unit 8200, but I don't know how enmeshed Microsoft still is with broader IDF operations. But the money's got to come from somewhere. Morals ain't free. So maybe this is it. Like the price of breaking war crimes contracts was gamers have to pay up.
Jesus.
And who set that system up?
That's true. Okay, so
I
you're
can't
saying
walk with you
you're
there,
saying it
Rob.
goes
I
right
can't
back
do
to the
this.
C-suite. Yeah.
Look, that's just what the Magic 8 Ball says when I shake it, all right? I don't know what to tell you.
Is that a Gudetama 8-ball?
Yeah, it is a Gudetama Magic 8 Ball, yeah.
That's amazing.
Cute.
And it's fun because the answers are lazy. So it'll be like, I guess. Instead of
Can
just
you ask
yes.
it if Rob was bullying kids for money?
Was Rob bullying kids for money? I'm shaking the thing. Ask again later.
Ooh, okay.
Like when I'm not around?
We'll we'll revisit this one.
Yeah, we'll have to wait.
I guess so. You can't really see it on the camera.
No, I can
but
kinda-
I never
yeah,
lie
yeah,
about
yeah.
the Magic 8 Ball for what the Magic 8 Ball says. All right, well, I have to check back in.
Yeah. Well, this is a lot of money though per month. That's a lot.
Yeah.
And I think this is different than a streaming service because it's so easy to lie to yourself about a streaming service. Look at all these cool shows on it that I'll watch, and you can watch a fair bit of shows in a month. I don't know. The games, it's the same deal though, right? Danica, you don't have work right now. How's the value proposition work for you with something like this? Because I think most people, it's how do I wedge all these games into my busy schedule? But yours is opened up. And so does that change the value proposition?
My
of
schedule
how
has
you'd assess
opened
this?
up and my income has stopped. Well, no, technically I'm still on. I'm a non-working employee until November 3rd. And then for those who don't know, I was laid off from my
Big
big tech
change.
job. I worked at Salesforce. I worked for their data company Tableau, which was much more enjoyable. But Salesforce, with this round of layoffs, was luckily for me and the other people laid off, generous with their severance. So I'm in a different position than a lot of people who are unemployed.
Because you have severance.
I still would not pay. I haven't paid for Game Pass. I haven't had a Game Pass membership for about 3 years because I realized I was sitting on my computer less and less. And I also like, I don't have an Xbox. So what am I?
You're not going to get one at Costco.
But
And I'm not
everything
getting
is
one.
an Xbox. That's what I was told.
No, everything is computer.
But Xbox wants to be computer.
I know,
So you could
but
be at your, but you're not. So where
They're
are you gaming?
already computer, right? Like,
I
this is
game.
the
I
thing,
do
it's
game on my
Microsoft.
computer a little bit, but I mostly play multiplayer shit on here.
Yeah.
I usually am gaming on the couch on my Steam Deck or on my Switch or my PS5. But I think Microsoft's. I said it earlier, but Microsoft's brand image is just so in the trash. Like at this point, I think nothing that they do is going to please their user base. That is not the people that you were talking about earlier, the people who kind of don't even notice that this stuff is happening. It's just going to piss them off. Everyone that I've seen talking about this is just like, this is so stupid. Fuck Xbox.
Yeah.
So, I feel similarly.
Pretty steep. But
Yeah, I think the jump is really what like stands out because I feel like we've had these conversations about Xbox before, and I think, you know, on one hand, I think most people listening might say, well, who's ever going to like celebrate a price hike and anything? And sure, but I think a lot of previous ones have had a little bit, like there's been a little bit of leeway, I think, for earlier price hikes with Game Pass, where I feel like early on, a lot of conversations, sure, were being still critical of the price hikes, but maybe also included a, well, you know, you like get so much or they're adding this thing and then, you know, obviously it's going to go up over time, like things get more expensive. But I think this one was so dramatic that it was like a real standout.
Yeah.
And again, it's sort of perception's reality. But also sometimes perception isn't that far from what reality is, because that's how you like develop the perception, right? And I think going back to what we were talking about before is it's feeding into like an ongoing negative Xbox narrative that's being created from just like L after L, like just a continuous chain of kind of bad news, whether it's for like the company itself, whether it's their sort of lack of vision. Like there's a confusion and sort of like lack of confidence, I feel like, from what's the plan here. And I don't feel like they know. And I don't even feel like they're pretending to know, which makes me say, I don't really know if I should be following along on here. And also shout out to Jeff Gersman's post on Blue Sky, which was Xbox $360 per year. Jeez, like that's really rough. And also, holy cow, that's a lot of freaking money. Like that's what my, I think, gym membership is. Like I joke that Game Pass is the gamer's gym, where it's like you sign up because you say you're going to play a bunch of games, but then you don't play that many. And I signed up for my 24-hour fitness because I wanted to work out, and I haven't worked out that much, but I've worked out more than I've played games on Game Pass. So I feel like that's kind of my 360 that I choose to spend. But that being said, it's like a real significant price. Like you could, for 360 a year, you can get a lot of different memberships that might be higher impact. And again, I'm not saying that like you have to get a 24-hour fitness membership over Xbox Game Pass Ultimate for a year, but it's like those are the kind of decisions that people are making, because that's no longer, I think, something that you can say, well, you know, how much is it really? Oh, it's only like $100 like within the year. You know, I think there's, and obviously it's gonna be different for everybody based on the income that they're actually making. But I think all of us have different thresholds for whether it's based on what it is per year, what it is per month, what the thing is, like, you know, budgeting within maybe like a hobby or a general category like leisure. But the higher it is, the more questions you kind of have to ask, or the more that you're, I think, sort of asked to think about it. Well, it's like, I subbed to one friend on Twitch. It's like, sure, I could save money on that, but I don't really feel like the need to think about that, right? And I think, again, the higher it goes, the more risk you have on hitting, I think, more people's threshold, I guess, to speak to that other 50%, right? The people that are more financially conscientious, or money is more of a factor in their purchases. So you're opening yourself up to hitting more people's thresholds. And I think for a lot of people, this was definitely kind of that. So yeah, curious what this looks like for, you know, at scale, like what this kind of does to their user base and how it kind of changes the feeling in like a more general sense. Because obviously we all come from the perspective of like having a different kind of like access to games, or even just relationship with games by way of like our work.
Also, Microsoft has never been transparent about where Game Pass money is going. And if they were to do something like make a decision to start sharing, we're raising the percentage of revenue that we're giving to devs and partners, etc., that might help their case a little bit. But like from our perspective, this is money that execs are going after, and that's kind of all we can see. The only $30 a month subscription that I can even justify for myself is YouTube Premium, and that's because I play jazz music on my TV most of the day for my dogs and for myself. But I'm not, I just can't, I could not justify $30 Game Pass.
I also got that YouTube Premium, and it is like, so I don't even watch YouTube videos like that, but I also am a big like put some music on, put like a Tiny Desk on. The luxury I feel having YouTube Premium, I'm like, I don't think I can let this feeling go.
Yep.
And also the pain I feel when I'm watching a YouTube video and then the ad comes up and I'm just like staring, waiting, praying for the skip ad. Hope I don't slip on the Apple TV remote because it barely feels like a remote. They finally had buttons to it. Thank God they had that upgrade where you have like actual tactile buttons. But like I feel, and this is no shade to anyone that doesn't have YouTube Premium because like I get it, it's expensive as hell. But I feel immense.
30.
Yeah, I think yeah, contextually.
It used to be 25.
I think that's for the family one, though. I think the single one is a smidge cheaper. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I have to look it up. It's bad that I don't know offhand.
Why am I paying for
do
family?
have it.
Oh.
Because you have a dog.
No one else uses it. I guess I'm just generous.
Oh, no.
Just in case,
drop that down.
I'll share it. I'll share my... anybody want to get on my family account?
Individual is $13.99 a month.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
13.
a great deal.
Yeah.
From my perspective. As someone who listens to jazz on the TV all day.
It seems like a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
And I think it's like 20 or maybe 30. Well, if you're paying 30, it's probably 30 for like the family one. So eventually
I can't be having my 4K Japan videos where someone just is walking through parts of like scenic Japan.
I
can't
love
have that interrupted by
those.
fucking Liberty Mutual like, emu.
No,
Fuck
and I
that
feel
shit.
like a deep like darkness when those ads, specifically YouTube ads, I feel like are the worst ad rolls I experience in my life. Like something about them is intensely like
Twitch is
displeasing. Twitch, I guess, is I don't know. Honestly, I'd rather watch a Twitch ad than a YouTube ad.
I don't.
Crucify me if you need to. That's just where I'm at. I don't know. Maybe it's like something about the kind of. I think it's because you jump around more on YouTube, while like Twitch, it'll depend on like the person you're watching, right? If they do like the pre-roll or the auto or like the every whatever amount of time. But YouTube, it's kind of like the Wild West because if I'm jumping from video to video, I'm getting like slammed nonstop with ads. So I think that's why they wear on me more. But yeah, so it's a significant price. The Game Pass and all that.
I do think, to Daniel's point though, like if it felt like Game Pass was an answer to the problem of it's sort of a winner-take-all games economy right now, where like if you're the game that everyone is playing, everyone is buying, then you win. And if you're in what used to be like the middle of the market, now you just your game just crashes and burns, and all the investment and labor and love is just kind of like set on fire. If Game Pass was like addressing that, where it's like, look, it's hard to sell a game right now, but we're kind of selling them in a bundle, and that's going to support like a lot of types of games and genres that are having a tough time breaking through right now. I think then that like becomes a really like nice public service almost for what you're doing for the game space. But we have no guarantee that that's how it's working, right? That it feels very much like they might be just going around signing random stuff for peanuts to throw on the service to sort of fluff it out and make it look more like a better value proposition than it is. But they're not actually funding development and like salaries
and they're still
the way they were in those early years.
laying people off. Like Double Fine just laid people off 2 months ago, and it's I don't know.
Yeah, it's and that's the thing. Like it's not a like it is not compatible. So like the entire tack Phil Spencer took with the way he was the face of that brand, and then some of the things they've tried to do with Microsoft, it's not really compatible with also we are downsizing, we're streamlining, we're making this as like efficient and ruthless as possible.
I will say this happens so often where a brand has a really strong image that is tied to a person or people kind of as the face, and then you can tell when business decisions are being made to kind of push that to the side in favor of just doing things cheap and quick and to make more money.
Yeah. Speaking of making money, we should take a little break here. And then after that, we should talk about other games that are Hot Wheels Unleashed.